Alright, so today I'm going to go over how to make a bacon wrapped meatloaf. This meatloaf is keto friendly, and this actual recipe is also gluten free as well. So for this you're going to need 3 pounds of ground meat. I'm using 1 pound of ground pork and 2 pounds of ground beef. You can mix and match it any way you want to. 1/3 cup of milk. That could either be regular milk, it could be lactose-free milk in case if you're lactose intolerant, or it can also be like an almond milk or a soy milk, whatever you want to use. 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of lemon pepper, 1 teaspoon of sage, 3 tablespoons of minced onion. The dried one I like the best. 3 tablespoons of dried parsley flakes, 1 teaspoon of dry mustard powder, and I think I also said 3/4 cup of pork rinds. The pork rinds you're going to want ground up to almost like a breadcrumb type consistency. As far as the pork rinds go, if you're going the gluten-free route, you're going to want to make sure that the pork rinds are for sure gluten-free. Some people say that they all are, just because all it is fried pig skins, but some people will actually put different spices into their pork rinds, and those spices may not be gluten-free. As far as spice combination wise goes, for all the spices that I'm using, almost all of them are McCormick. McCormick has stated on their website that all of their base seasonings are gluten-free. And then the pork rinds that I'm using, I actually got some fresh ones. These were freshly made at a tractor show that I was at by some guy who was making right there. Those are probably by far the best ones I've ever had. The stuff you can buy at like Walmart or the Cub or whatever, those ones suck. But these ones are probably the better ones. If you're mixing into something, like the meatloaf, then it generally doesn't matter too much because the seasonings will overcome the horrible taste of the cheap pork rinds. But if you want to taste some good stuff, get the fresh ones made. So right here I've got my my meat, and pretty much what you want to do is, if you're going to make it right away, you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. But I am going to let this one sit for a while. I'm going to cook it a little bit later. Pretty much what you want to do is you want to take all of your ingredients, and I'm using farm fresh eggs. They have those nice orange yolks to them. Come on, get off there. Two eggs. You know, one thing you can also do is, you don't want to do the exact 3 pounds of meat. You can do 2 pounds of meat, and then do I think it's like 8 ounces or so of cheddar, and that can be stuffed right in the middle, so you'd have like a almost like a meatloaf surprise type thing. Parsley, the lemon pepper, sage, onions, the dry mustard, and the pork rinds. And then last but not least, milk. And if I left out any of these actual ingredients when I was going through the ingredient list, I'll have them in the description of the video. So what I'm going to do is take the blender here and just mix it to get everything nice and incorporated. You can do it by hand if you want to. As long as it gets mixed in, that's all that matters. mixed. Now that all the meat is mixed, what we're going to do now is line our loaf pan with bacon. I have found that if you line the loaf pan with parchment paper before you start putting the bacon in, it'll make your life a lot easier, because otherwise the bacon will stick to the loaf pan. I've tried non-stick loaf pans, I've tried spraying them with just about anything and everything known to man. Parchment paper is the only thing that works. So I'm going to line the bottom with the meat candy. You can use any kind of bacon you want, except for turkey bacon, because that's not real bacon. If you really want to use turkey bacon, I guess you can. Don't know why you want to, but you can. Alright, so got that done. Now for the sides. If you're hearing a weird sound in the video, that's my camera autofocusing. Now that we got the bacon lined in the pan, I'm going to put the meat mixture inside. This may look like a lot of meat, but this will shrink when it's put in the oven. And now to finish off the bacon, so we're going to pull that around that, and then more bacon. Push that bacon down into the side. Alright. That's basically that. I usually cook this in the oven at 350 degrees for hour, hour and a half or so. Basically what I do is at about an hour, hour and 15 minutes, pull it out, stick your thermometer inside, make sure that it's 165 degrees. If you want to be safe, then when it says 180, it's totally cool to eat then. So to recap, it's 3 pounds of meat. I used up 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 pound of ground sausage. It's 1/3 cup of milk, whatever kind of milk you want to use. 3/4 cup of pork rinds that have been ground up into the consistency of breadcrumbs. The pork rinds do replace the breadcrumbs in here, so that's what makes it keto friendly and gluten free. You can also use dried out gluten free bread if you want to, but this makes it extremely low carb. 2 eggs, teaspoon of lemon pepper. You can leave that out if you want to, if you don't like it. 1 teaspoon of sage. I recommend keeping that one in there. 3 tablespoons of minced onion. The dried one is the one I like to use the best. 3 tablespoons of dried parsley flakes. 1 teaspoon of dry mustard powder. And bacon. Lots of it. So yeah, it needs to cook for about an hour, hour and a half, somewhere around there. At about an hour, hour and 10 minutes, like I said. Take it out, stick the thermometer in there. If it's 165, 170, it's good. If you want to make sure it's totally safe, then when it gets to 180, then it's totally cool to eat then. I'll put some pictures up of what it looks like when it's done.